Hi, friends. I'm sitting here with local artist Hannah Levinson. Nice to meet you, Hannah.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
So, Hannah, I'm excited to speak with you. I know you've had a prolific career as an actor, and you've done a lot of theater, you've done some musical, you've done some TV work. But tell us a little bit about that. You started at a young age, and here you are again in theater.
hmm yeah, like you said, I started really young. I just turned 17 actually 2 days ago.
Oh, happy
Um,
belated.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I started at a really young age, mostly just like singing, and I joined the choir when I was younger. And I have a really musical family. I grew up with my
Mhm.
mom always singing, playing the piano, same with my brother. So that was always a really big part of my life. And then acting just sort of came as a natural extension of that. And I really loved it off the bat. I did a bunch of commercials and auditions and um, tiny theater productions here and there. And every production that I did, I just seemed to love it even more. And I was really lucky be in to have some amazing opportunities at a young age, doing Matilda, being on a tour at 9 years old, doing some incredible Toronto productions of Fun Home, and The Nether with the coal mine.
Right.
And I did some TV, and now, yeah, I'm back in the theater with the coal mine, which is such an amazing company. I'm so grateful to be working with them again, and I'm really excited about this play. Yeah.
That's excellent. So, how have you been doing in terms of balancing, you're still in school, I'm assuming, obviously, and also wanting to pursue this passion of yours in terms of acting and being in musicals.
Yeah. I'm in grade 12. So it's definitely a little harder than when I was in fourth grade or fifth grade, and trying to do artistic things outside of school. But it's just as enjoyable. I do value my education a lot, and I'm still working really hard at school. But I'm really grateful to be able to pursue my passion outside of it as well. And it just takes work ethic and, putting in the hours when I can outside of the theater, spending, a little bit of time on my lunch break, getting some math homework done.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, I'm lucky to have a really good support system at home, my family, my teachers. Um, and yeah, it's all about balance, just finding the balance. Yeah.
it's great to hear. And I know you've done some work in TV, and like you said, just recently, you're also back with the coal mine for a play that sounds really cool, very interesting and provocative, called Appropriate. What's the difference in terms of preparing for a TV series, for example, and then something like this play?
They're very different processes, and I can never really pick a favorite. I kind of always like love the one that I'm working on at the moment.
Right.
I mean, with theater, it's all about the rehearsal process and the
Mhm.
preparation that comes with uh, bonding with the cast and the director, and really learning what is the soul of this play. You're learning all together. I mean, I read this play a few times before we stepped into rehearsals, and I'm still, even now, having read it so many times, still learning about it. And that's kind of the beauty of theater process, is that
Mhm.
you're always making discoveries. And we'll be doing our last show in October, and I'll still be making discoveries about the story and the character. And with TV, it's sort of, those discoveries happen very quickly. You do the
Mhm.
scene, you give it your best, you give it your all, and then once the scene's over, that's kind of it. That's your that you've had your take, and now we move on to the next one. And so that's also got its, gifts as well, because you're able to really stay in the moment and just, what does my character want right now? And then you get to move on and get to make new discoveries in a different scene with different characters. So
Mhm.
there's kind of that aspect of play to it as well. So they're both very fun, but very different for sure.
For sure. And I would assume I've heard this before about theater that you continue to evolve, So I guess your character may also continue to evolve based on each experience of each
Yeah,
performance, right?
absolutely.
So this play, maybe let's set it up for people. obviously we want people to attend. It's called Appropriate by Brendan Jacobs Jenkins, and it's sort of a comic family drama I'm reading here, and it's sort of following a family, Lafayette family, and obviously the patriarch has passed, and then a lot of sort of secrets come out. And there are themes that sort of come up that the family kind of has to deal with. And I believe that you play the character of Cassidy. Tell us about Cassidy.
Cassidy is a blast. She's 13 years old, and so she's the daughter of Beau, who is one of the three siblings that inherit this plantation, this home. And she's extremely curious, partly I think because she's just kind of surrounded by adults who won't tell her anything really. Like she's become extremely sheltered from the truth and what they're discovering in this house. And so of course her instinct is to ask questions and want to learn more. And so that's kind of always her driving force, is what can I learn? What are they keeping from me? How can I get to what I'm not learning right now? So she does a lot of hiding. She tells a lot of lies to kind of get where she wants to go. And she's super fun to play because she's just always asking questions and always so curious. So it's great as an actor because I'm just always learning more, and it forces me to be super present because Cassie doesn't know anything, so neither do I, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you're sort of still in the dark as well.
Yeah.
So what do you use in terms of influences when you're working on a character who's slightly younger than you, like in this case?
I mean, I have an 11-year-old sister, soon to be 12, so she's not too far off from Cassidy, who's 13. So I draw a lot of it from her, sometimes like the attitude, the kind of feisty nature that Cassidy has. I also see a little bit of myself in Cassidy, always wanting to ask questions, always wanting to learn more. So, yeah, she's very inquisitive, and I kind of see that in me too. And yeah, I mean, I think that's it. It's kind of fun to play a character who's a little younger. You kind of get to tap into that really energetic side of you and just play when you're on stage. It's really nice.
Yeah, of course. So this play does have some heavy topics, I'm sure, that are going to unfold as the siblings, sort of learn about the plantation and the history there. What was something that was sort of curious to you, or that was sort of surprising when you were reading the play, and sort of the whole sort of story behind it, or anything that stood out to you?
I mean, the play is just so well written, and I kind of take different things from it each time that I read it. When we read it all together as a cast in our like initial read through, I was kind of taken aback by how many foreshadowing hints there are in the show. And when you actually see them, it like takes your breath away. It's really powerful. And you've mentioned there's a lot of mysteries that are uncovered, very dark ones, especially including the photo album that gets discovered in the house. And that is what really drives the plot of the show. So yeah, just kind of picking up on all the details that the playwright had kind of planted there, and all the seeds that he was trying to show. It was really fascinating. Yeah, I still love just like opening my script up to a page and reading, and I'll go, oh my God, that word, he definitely put that there specifically to get this across. And it's just so fun making all those discoveries. And I think the audience is going to have a lot of fun hearing those as well. Yeah.
Interesting. In your experience now, as you're older, and you're doing more theater, do you sort of take in reactions from audiences and kind of, have that drive you for the next performance and so forth?
I mean, we've had a lot of discussions as a cast because it's definitely a show that can be received very differently depending on who's watching it.
Right.
And we are kind of going into our performances. We've had one now. Tonight we're about to have our second preview, which is exciting. We all kind of have a mutual understanding that every night is going to be different, and every night we're going to see a different audience, and we just have to kind of let them take it however they'd like to take it, and not to judge them. Let them receive it and let it, really sit with them however they'd like it to sit with them. So, it's great to get a laugh on a funny line, but sometimes that won't happen because it is a truly impactful show. And if the audience is truly listening, sometimes things won't always be funny or, come across like that to them. So yeah, I think just sort of letting the audience take it as they please, and not getting into like a judgmental headspace if they don't laugh at a funny line, because it's a dense play. Yeah.
For sure. So you mentioned you're in preview mode, and it's going to premiere fairly soon. I think it's tomorrow, September 28th at the Coal Mine Theater. In terms of your future, what are we looking forward in terms of where else can we find you after this play? Are we seeing you on TV? Maybe another show on stage?
I know as much as you do. I'm not sure. I'm definitely just as in love with performing as much as I was when I was younger, and I hope to continue doing it, and that's all I can really say, I guess. Nothing planned for right now, but we never know. It could change tomorrow, so we'll see.
Sounds great. If anyone's interested in following your work, do you have any socials or anything, any kind of website you want to plug? I always ask in case something is out there for us to kind of keep tabs on.
Oh yeah, thank you. My Instagram is just my name, Hannah Levinson. And that's it. I don't have a website or anything fancy.
That's great, because sometimes, we only have the attention span of a few things. So social media totally works. Thank you so much, Hannah. What a pleasure to speak with you. I'm looking forward to the play, and I'm seeing you back on stage.
Thank you so much. It was lovely meeting you.
Likewise.